Illmatic is first. Stefan, what's happening? Oh, Sheila, Glow Gang. It's indeed Jesse. Hey, I know I'm late. Late start. I literally just got back from the theater. Literally, Virginia. Hey, I think I'm going to do the occult talk tomorrow night. But this is strictly movie review. Strictly movie review. I will not be discussing any other topics for the next half hour. I want to break this movie down and give you the gist of the movie. This movie was very, very smart. That's why I can't wait to hear this. Yes, Young Mexico. Hey, what's going on? Shogun, what's happening? This is a very, very smart movie. Very telling movie. Very disturbing movie once you get through all the layers and how they. There's so much they just told. So much. So much. Donald, what's happening? Just let's give it a couple of minutes and let the room fill up a little bit. And you know, and I'll get into it. With Lord Vell, what's happening? Uh, so yeah, yeah, I'm gonna do the occult talk tomorrow because I'm running late and I don't want to be up all night because I gotta take Mini Me to boxing practice in the morning and we had a very long day today in a good way. So let me go ahead and get into it. Let me bear with me. Okay, Miss B, hey, are you finally off work? All right, so let me get into this. Captive State. Uh, wow, the ending, nice twist in the ending. Very, very nice twist. Okay, so let's get into it. The opening scene is a shows a black married couple, and shout out to this movie because the melanated people uh pretty much get down in this movie and they do what they need to do. But okay, so opening scene is a married couple. The husband is a detective. They are desperately trying to get out of the city. They had the two young sons in the back seat trying to get out of the city because the city is being locked down due to an alien invasion. I'm gonna ask y'all a dumb question. Can you guess the name of the city this movie is taking place in that's being locked down? Can anyone guess the name of the city that's being locked down in this movie? No. What city has been featured in damn near every movie the last 3, 4 years being locked down? You guys are way off base. I'm disappointed. Chicago. Chicago, people. Chicago. Ground Zero. So this movie takes place in Chicago. You sure didn't do your homework, Miss B. See them edibles got you all jacked up. All right. So the family comes to the first station, the first set checkpoint. The father's like, "Hey, officer, I'm trying to get up north." The cop's like, "Hey, where you trying to go, detective?" They won't let him get through, so he drives off and drives around. They crash through a barrier, and they come to a stop because the aliens are at the end of this viaduct. And the wife's like, "Man, let's get out of here. Hit reverse." The aliens, walk up another couple feet, and then you see this concussion blast through the windshield, and it literally evaporates the mother and the father just like that. We're talking, this was like an energy beam, pulse beam. It just literally disintegrated the people and eviscerated the windshield. The two kids in the back, they're like, "What the hell?" The aliens walk up to the front, the missing front windshield. Cutscene. So we get to the two brothers that were in the back. This is years down the road. One is Gabriel, one is Raphael. And if you read your Bible, you know how important Gabriel and Raphael are. This is a deep movie, y'all. This is really, really deep. Pick up on what I'm laying down to y'all. All right. So let me pull up my notes. So Gabriel is trying to survive. He works for the resistance called the Phoenix. Okay, you know the meaning of the Phoenix. You know, death, life, rebirth. You know all that good stuff, right? Hold up, you spilling it, Griff. You know this is what I do, bro. This is what I do. Yeah, you talking about yeah out. Griff, you stupid. Griff, stupid. You done left. It's all good. All right. So, Gabriel and his partner, they're doing what they can. Now, there's a message that gets smuggled in because Gabriel works at a data mining center. And what he does is, well, before I get to that part, so after the initial alien invasion, all of the humans concede control to the aliens, right? And the main alien, the big one, is called the legislator. Okay. They force the humans, keep this, to build them underground cities. They force the humans to frack and allocate all of their natural resources so that the aliens can move it off planet. Okay. Um, Let me pull up my other notes. So all of the nations of the world agree to surrender as opposed to face annihilation. That was the only choices because they weren't going to beat these aliens, and they refer to the aliens as roaches. That's what they call them because they look like they can change shape. They can protrude spikes from their bodies, right? It's more like like metal shavings, and you take a magnet and you pick up the metal shavings and if you made it like if you added arms and the legs to it in the head, that's what they look like, metal shavings, arms and legs with protruding spikes. Okay. um so then they build underground cities. Chicago becomes the first of what many are called closed zones, like the movie Escape from New York, how New York was walled off. They wall off Chicago. Chicago was the first city to be closed off, and the other cities around the world follow suit. All the major cities, right? So then there's a site where underground you see that like an ant mound at the very top of the ground on the top, and then then you go in the elevator shaft and you go straight down. It's really really far down, right? They never disclose how far down, but it's pretty far down. Okay, so then I get to that. So they exploit the alien resources. Okay. Now Gabriel is in an interracial relationship. I doesn't it just it didn't bother me. I'm over it at this point. Okay, so then they keep showing murals of Raphael, his older brother. Apparently, Raphael was in the resistance, the Phoenix group, and attempted to destroy a facility for the roaches, and subsequently died during the attack. Okay, along with his other cohorts, whatever. Okay. Now let me get to the main part. So now the human cops, uh, their job is to suppress and locate and suppress the underground movement called Phoenix. Phoenix, because everything is monitored, and I mean everything. They communicate through the classified ads of the newspaper. Okay, so it's pretty smart. It's a pretty smart movie. Um, all the humans have tracking implants in their necks, right? Everybody has one. The crazy part is the tracking device is actually a larva, a live alien larva. But that, get down. I'll break it down. Get down later on. So getting back to Gabriel, where he works at a data mining company, what he does is he takes hard drives from laptops, SIM cards from phones, and he uploads all the data, sends it to the roaches so they can monitor everybody and see what's all on their communication devices, then destroys the data. Okay, that's what his job. So somehow he receives the grand plan is to blow up, to get underground and blow up. No, there's a two-part story to this. The first plan is to blow up the mayor deputy meeting with the legislator, because there's this unity rally coming up where the humans give thanks and under the guise of unity with the aliens, right? Because the aliens was put so much ass and they shut all the power out. I mean, it was total anarchy until the humans had agreed to take on the servitude role. Then the aliens gave them back the power, the lights, the water, the gas. Okay. So Gabriel is sent a message. The message is a tracking code to the mayor deputy, because with these implants in their necks, they are constantly monitored by the drones that are always in the air. Okay. And then, of course, law enforcement has access and they can track you literally, real through the drone. They can just watch you, see where you're going, all this, and they record your conversations that you're having with people. Because, like I said, this larva thing is always constantly transmitting. So they smuggle this tracking number that's linked to the mayor deputy through a carrier pigeon. Smart. Okay. So then John Goodman, his character's name is Mulligan. This is you gotta be awake for this one. He is the commander of CPD. Or they call it something else, but he's second in command next to the mayor, basically, as far as law enforcement. He has a relationship in the very beginning with this hooker played by Vera Farmiga. And Vera Farmiga, if you watch the Conjuring series, her. Okay. He has this relationship with this hooker. She knows he's a cop. And she's always playing music when he comes by to visit. It gets towards the end of their relationship. He's like, I can't do this anymore. I can't do this anymore. I can't do this anymore. I just can't. And then she gives him a device. She also makes a reference to a picture on her wall, a picture of a Trojan horse. She tells him, how does the saying go? Don't take gifts from Greeks or something. Or be wary of Greeks bearing gifts. Okay. All right. So then the carrier pigeon makes it to the second level of Phoenix. They get the code, and then Gabriel is sent out to meet the second or third in command of Phoenix. It turns out it's his dead brother, Raphael, was not killed. He survived. He even has his implant removed. Okay. So Gabriel's upset because all these years he thought his brother was dead, and Raphael's like, man, I try to come for you, but you understand, I got to be a ghost and all this and snad, and he's like, look, we gotta light a match, start a war. He wants to finish this war. Gabriel's like, yo, man, let's just go. We could just be chill. We can be cool. We can be in harmony with these people, with these creatures, or whatever. He just wants to get along to get along. Raphael's like, nigga, we in war. It's wartime. Okay, the war doesn't stop. So they part ways. So then, you see different members of the resistance faction. Okay, now how they're able to communicate through the classifieds is the one of the writers at the newspaper that runs the classifieds. He was a history teacher. He was a former teacher. He used to be Gabriel's teacher. All right. So then it shows there's a scene where they're at the chop shop and they're getting the implants extracted out. That's when you learn that the implant is a larva, right? The crazier part is one of the higher ranking members of Phoenix goes to purchase some larva implants. The guy that's selling it to him, he says, look, yeah, I got these larva, these bugs. This can cause a heart attack. This one can cause cancer. This one can cause something else. So every bug he was selling, the larva he was selling to the dude, can cause a different cause of death. Crazy, right? Okay. So then Raphael is given some alien, not Raphael, but Raphael is given some alien technology. It's like a liquid C4. Okay, imagine C4 plastic explosive in like a jelly form, and it has camouflage capabilities. So this thing can camouflage whatever it's on, and you got a bomb strapped to you, and you would never see it coming. Okay, so then the resistance workers are making last minute preparations. They all take cyanide pills just in case, because none of them, nobody wants to be taken alive. The Unity Rally, this is all centered around the Unity Rally. This takes place at Unity Rally at Soldier Field. So the plan is the mayor deputy is meeting with the legislator. The legislator is the giant alien roach. Okay. He's the big kahuna on the planet, or well, not on the planet, but in that particular zone. So they're at the rally. It's in Soldier Field. They're singing their praises, whatever. So the mayor deputy makes his way to go meet the legislator. Of course, Raphael and company, under disguises, whatever, they get the bomb on the mayor deputy's back, right? And they get out and they explode. They blow up a whole bunch of stuff. They didn't get the legislator, but it blew up enough. It made some damage. So everyone's scrambling. The cops show up. One of the resistance members gets killed. The other three drive off. They escape. Okay. So then, okay. So Gabriel ends up fighting off. He comes in contact with the roach. He's trapped in the van. The other resistance workers come to help him, save him. Right. So then there's this relationship between John Goodman, right? His character Mulligan. He knew the boys' father, Gabriel and Raphael, and he took it upon himself to help raise them, right? Which is this very strained relationship between Gabriel and Mulligan, John Goodman's character, right? And let me see. So the mayor is talking to Mulligan, and he's like, look, your plan to take out the resistance ain't working. It's not working fast enough. And Mulligan is like, I can do it. I'm close. I identify one of them, blah, 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 blah. The mayor wants to get off the planet. Okay. Those elite buffer class of humans that work directly for the aliens, they want to leave the planet. That is their goal. If they do a good enough job, the roaches promise them a life off the world, off planet. Okay. That's the mayor's goal. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Okay. So then the cops track Gabriel's tracking his. They find out that Raphael's not dead. Subsequently, start rounding up people, resistance members here and there. Raphael's captured. Mulligan presents Gabriel a deal to save his brother. Okay, Goodman wants Gabriel to deliver a fake message to Phoenix. And he's going to use Gabriel as his plant to flush out the rest of the Phoenix members and identify them, and thus put out the resistance. Okay. Now, mind you, remember that Mulligan and the hooker had a relationship in the very beginning. Okay. So then, because of Gabriel's work, they identify all of the members. right? All the resistance members start rounding them up one by one. They all start dying in mysterious ways. One guy in a wheelchair somehow ends up on the ground 5 floors off from stairs, and then one of them was dead in the bathtub. Okay, and then another one ended up dying under crazy circumstances. Okay, so then they take Gabrielle to meet the leader of the resistance of Phoenix. They refer to him or her as number one. Gabrielle walks up the stairs into the apartment. Well, lo and behold, the leader of Phoenix is the hooker. That's not the plot twist. So the leader of the damn resistance was the hooker that Mulligan, the cop, was sleeping with. So they're looking in her place, and they see a picture of a Trojan horse. And he says, well, hey, that's the only picture on the wall. What's going on here? They pull the picture back. There's a wire behind the picture. They pull the wire out, and it leads to a room that has a laptop and cassettes and hard drives and recordings. Because in the very beginning of the movie, there's this message on the laptop being sent out, a message of saying, hey, the resistance, whatever, the aliens, this and that, and yada yada, like giving directions to the resistance, right? But you never know who was sending the message. The whole time it was her. The cops busted. Well, before I even got to that part, the cops have bust in, because as soon as they make the mark, as soon as they identify who the leader is, the cops come in. They come in and shoot the lady in the head. So she's dead. They shoot her in the head. Of course, Mulligan walks up in there, and he's playing stoic. He can't let on like he knows this woman, whatever the case may be. Covers her body up. So then, during the debriefing, Goodman is in having an interrogation with I guess internal affairs, directly translating between them and the Roaches, because the Roaches were like, what the fuck's going on? Because the Roaches got tired of waiting for them to get rid of their resistance. So the Roaches brought off planet hunters, like bounty killers from another planet, and they ended up coming to I kind of skipped around. They went to a bus station where the resistance members were on their way to get out of the zone. Of course, one of the resistance members takes a cyanide pill, kills himself. The one female runs up on the hunter. He shoots her, and she literally evaporates. And that's how Gabrielle gets captured. Not Gabrielle, but Raphael gets captured, which leads to Gabrielle making a deal with Mulligan to save his brother. Okay, and we're up to speed. So then, Mulligan is giving his debriefing to the Roaches. Now, the one key part was he was like, okay, play the tape. And so they're playing tapes of all these recordings, how she was getting information from the Johns about the underground cities and who does what and how far down and how big is the underground underground cities, literally, right? Now, he's never on the tape, because she was always playing music every time he came to visit her, which is why he never got implicated in anything. That's why he's not on the tape. The mayor gets so upset, he ends up getting demoted. Now, moving forward, all the resistance is dead, which you would deem the resistance is dead. The underlings are dead. This thing is higher up. So then Mulligan gets promoted. So when you get promoted, that means you get to go underground to meet with them directly. You have to have a gas mask and biohazard suit, because the aliens don't like the way humans smell, whatever the case may be. So he moves up a rank. He's scheduled to go meet with the aliens. So then Mulligan meets with Gabrielle one last time. He's like, look, man, you did your part, and Gabriel's upset because he's like, man, the movement failed. It failed. I didn't do nothing. So then Mulligan says to him, well, what if the movement was supposed to fail? Key point. Okay. All right. So, you fake dead. You play possum. So then he gives Gabriel a computer chip, a SIM card, or an SD card. He says, "Here, you know, take this." Um, and he tells him the same thing the hooker told him: "Beware of a Greek bearing gifts." So he goes back to work the next day, and at his job, because what he does is he's supposed to, view the data and then wipe it and send it to the creatures. He's viewing this data on this card that was given to him by Mulligan. At the same time, Mulligan's getting prepped to go down underground to go meet with with the aliens directly. He's watching the footage. It's his mother. It's his family. They're at a house. They're at their house and this is when they were young. Mulligan's there, and lo and behold, there's the hooker. The hooker and Mulligan go back some years. In fact, the hooker was a history teacher at Gabriel's school. The hooker was a co-worker of the newspaper guy that sent the communications to them via classified ads. Like I said before, the history teacher was Gabriel's teacher. So now it all makes sense. This whole time, they've all been in on it, right? The resistance workers that got killed, they were just pawns. They were supposed to get, the movement was supposed to fail so that Mulligan could get next to the creatures. So as Mulligan is descending down to the creatures, you see all of a sudden the camouflage explosives start to appear all over his body. He gets down there, explosion. And then the credits roll and it shows Chicago closed zone destroyed. And then just this chain reaction of different closed zones throughout the world. Beijing falls next, and this city falls next. And then you see the footage of the humans rejoicing and revolting because they're about to take their planet back. Smart movie. Smart movie. I liked it. And yeah. They played possum. This ain't gonna be long. This like I said, this was I enjoyed it. I enjoyed watching for this, looking for that, trying to keep up with this. I liked it. The hooker, the woman, yeah, once he started watching the footage, man, he was just like, damn, he realized it was so much bigger than him. So I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. I liked it. I think you all should go see it. Just for the, once you see how the plot twist plays out, because in the beginning, I'm thinking she plays the music because that's how they get into the mood, playing the Nat King Cole song. But then you realize she's preventing him from not being exposed on tape. Smart movie. So yeah. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Hey Ryan, what's good, bro? Ryan, man. Shit. What is it? It is 10:30 your time. How about we do this? Can we do this tomorrow night if you're free? Did you see the triangle? I will put that on the list. Water Sniper. I will put that on the list. Ryan, let me know if tomorrow night's good for you, bro. I promise, and I will start early. Like I promise, I will start early. If you're free. William Howe, yeah, y'all should know by now how I do my movie reviews. I'm going to. I don't know what to say. That's what I do. I talk about the movie. Omega Dreads, what's happening, bro? Hurricane Baby Jesus. It's Shafiq. Latrice. Nick, what's happening? Kager Death Eddie Izzard. He's funny. So yeah, in this movie, it tells a lot. Everybody's chipped up. That the larva part was pretty disturbing because it was vibrating. I'm thinking it's a vibrational sound wave, and then you realize why it's always vibrating. There was one scene where they suspected this woman did something. The drones would home in on the person on the tracking device, and you have these goons will pull up in a van with ski mask on, and they would take the person away. I for sure I appreciate that, Ryan. I appreciate that. So yeah, that is my movie review of Captive State. Like I said, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I think you guys should go see it as well. Yeah. And then when they're at the chop shop scene, if you don't do the implant right, of course it'll kill the person. So yeah, I liked it. I can't say enough. So I'm gonna get out of here. I thank y'all for hanging out with me. Tomorrow night for sure, me and Ryan will get down with the get down and do our thug thizzle. We will do our thing tomorrow night for sure. I promise you guys that. So, with that being said, I'm gonna wrap this up. Do go see Captive State, and I will put this review on my movie review channel if you're not subscribed. Oh, also, let me do some shameless plugging real quick before I get out of here. Once again, if you are looking to save money and you live in the qualifying states for energy deregulation, by all means, the link that I put in, uh, check it out. If it's for you, by all means, sign up and save some money off of your gas and electric bills if you're in the qualifying state. So, oh, yo, let me talk about this movie preview real quick. Oh my God, Taraji Henson. Oh my God. So if you guys haven't seen the previews for this particular movie, I think it's called Best of Friends, right? It's about this black woman. Somehow this black school burns down, and she wants to force black people to integrate to the white schools, and the white man that's opposed to her is a leader of the Ku Klux Klan. These motherfuckers end up becoming best of friends or some shit based on some true story. I'll pass. I'll pass. Let's see what is. I bet the Triangle movie will stomp you. You won't be able to figure out that movie or break it down thoroughly. You won't beat this, man, bruh. A challenge accepted. Trust me. There's 10 movies that but I'm with it. Yeah, Jesse, she looks horrible in this movie. I get it. I've seen the real woman. The real sister. Well, yeah. She looks like a big old Southern gal that's had a rough life. You know what I'm saying? So now, yeah, I guess they're their best of friends, and whatever the case may be. I'm so over Taraji Henson, like So I personally don't care for the race movies like that. Well, I break down Akira. You know what? I'll do you one better. I'll do you one better. I'll do Neon Genesis Evangelion. Because I was watching that the other night and I just realized how deep that movie was. So the next anime movie I'm going to review will be Neon Genesis Evangelion, the end of Evangelion. I mean, the series is so long and whatever, but I'm gonna get to the end, basically the end part of it. That's a deep anime. Akira is deep too. I don't know. Akira, I mean, post-apocalyptic. They had the nuclear war beforehand, and Tokyo was being rebuilt. And then there's these experimental beings they experimented on, and then like the whole essence of Akira, they keep locked in an underground vault, body parts of it, and they were waiting for Akira to come back and like resurrection. Basically, it's a resurrection theme. And then what's the kid's name? The mentally unstable kid comes into contact with one of the creatures and gains the power, and he can't control it. And then, man, somehow, it was somewhere at the end, his buddy tries to kill him because he's out of control in the military. And then at the very end, the kid merges with the Akira essence, right? Because at the very end, he says, I'm such and such, my name, whatever I am. Yeah, yeah, it's cool. I'll get into it, but yo, Neon Genesis Evangelion, I will definitely put in work for that one. So yeah, yeah. But yo, I'm gonna get out of here. Once again, thank you everybody for chiming in. I will put this on the movie review channel, and tomorrow night for sure, me and Ryan will get down. We gonna put in that work. So with that being said, I wish you guys have a good night. Y'all be safe and be vigilant. I'll catch you guys in about 24 hours. Peace.